What's up? What's up, world? It's your boy Cino here. Absolutely, good people. Yes, definitely hit the like button coming through the door. This is one you're not going to want to miss because there's a situation going on. Yeah, there are some developments going on. No, I was given some information and I wanted to share it with you guys. The Dodge coin is going up to $1. That's about what I've heard so far. Now, he's saying that Billups don't have the problem. The problem is Dame. Uh, Pretty much. But let's get to the situation at hand. Hit the like button again coming through the door before we get started. Well, there are some things that people should know. Dame approved Chauncey when they told them their list of names. He did not oppose to Chauncey being on that list. Now that people know that, I'm just making sure some people are here. Now, what's going on is very simple. We was waiting to get around to it because we were doing this. Dame Lillard is being a little difficult. Well, Becky Hammond is not as loved and beloved, and she's not the character that people think. But this is not the point. When they got Chauncey Billups, everything was fine with Dame. Dame thing is he wants to be treated like LeBron is being treated with the Lakers. He wants that kind of respect. Dame wants that kind of, he feels he's earned and put in enough into Portland that anything that moves in Portland should be basically around him. And the moves that they've made this year in Portland hasn't really appeased Dame. See what I'm saying? It hasn't really gravitated to him whatsoever. Now, what's going to happen here is Chauncey Billups wants to change the way and the Portland Trail Blazers are perceived. Now everybody's like, they gotta trade CJ. They gotta trade CJ. You can't have both players. I'm saying that. Chauncey actually thinks he can keep both and they can play together, but just play different. That it's not the personnel, it's how they were playing. He looked at them from a general manager perspective and as a coach. And he knows what it takes to get to a championship. And he's saying Dame team can actually get to a championship because they actually have the ability. And this is what got him the job. You have the personnel to win it all because you've beaten the teams that are winning championships. You've beaten those teams handedly in multiple games. So it can be done, but when the chips are down or when it comes to a series, you guys implode because you're playing the wrong way. You'll win a game or two, but in order to win series, I can do that. I can keep them focused. See, Terry Scotts is a great guy, great coach, but he's a lame duck coach. He was not going to get you to the next level. He couldn't do it. He wasn't going to be able to. It's not in his DNA. So you're asking somebody who don't have basketball in his DNA to do some basketball. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Thanks to everybody that hit up my Cash App and the StreamYard and the super chats, everything, man. Thank all of you. I appreciate that. Now, Dame Lillard has worked on his game tremendously to get stronger each year in attributes he felt he was weak at or wasn't as strong. At first, it wasn't Dame time. He wasn't closing games out like that. He was actually choking. But Nate McMillan, he kept saying, "Who gonna take this shot?" And Dame would be the one to step up and say, "I'll take it," even when he was missing it. But situations started to change because management was going to change. And when Gary Trent Jr. and Dame didn't get along, Gary Trent Jr. had to go where he can have space to blossom because there was no way Dame was going to let him shine or blossom there. So they were going to lose Gary Trent Jr. anyway. Might as well trade him and get something for him. Well, the thing has not been the squad, it's been the style of play. Here's where their problems lie. Chauncey Billups wants to change the way they're playing. He wants basically the Portland Trailblazers to become the Pistons of 2004, 2003, 4, 6, 7, have a 4-year run like they did. And to play that style, he wants them to go mostly defense and offense. But on offense, run more of a structured offense. Take what's there. Portland should not be shooting 53s or 33s a game. He thinks that's retarded, and he doesn't coach to play that way. Now, he thinks they should be within a certain limited amount of 3-point attempts in a game. And he feels that's how other teams are beating him because they're attempting all these threes, but when they're not going in, the other teams are scoring on the other end. And other people think they need to match a three with a three to be in a game. It's like, no, you could beat 3-point shooting teams because they're going to miss more than they hit. But you could hit more twos if you just go towards the basket. Stay within the perimeter. Your twos will outweigh those missed threes. They would have missed so many threes, your twos will cover up all of those and end up meaning a lot more. People always think they need to shoot the three. Now, Dame is not happy. Dame is like, look, I'm all with this movement of changing some plays and doing this, but to change how I play, he has a problem with that. Now, you could draw up some new plays and he'll run them, but don't stop me from being Dame. In other words, he's Dame Dollar for a reason. hmm I believe he needs to add more to his game. I think Dame is actually a better person who will evolve more if he played more of a point guard role. Chauncey Billups wants to make Dame more like him. Be the guy that hit the big shots. His name was Mr. Big Shot. And he wants Dame to be like that. To always be dangerous to hit a big shot in the game. But it's important that your other teammates get going. It's important to get CJ rolling. It's important to get all your perimeter players and the guys out there rolling so that they can lose and forget about you in the shadows, but you there to close it out when it needs to be. Chauncey wasn't always a good point guard. Chauncey was more of a scorer when he was with Denver, and the Celtics traded him immediately. They didn't even waste time with Chauncey too much. And when he was with Detroit, he's from Denver. So when they sent him to Denver, he didn't want to get traded. He was like, I never asked to get traded from Detroit. They just blew the whole team up. Larry Brown made him better. Um, I could say that. I wouldn't necessarily say it was Larry, but I could see that. What's good? Who was this? Not at this time. But thank you for your call. I appreciate it. Yes, I'm in the middle of some activity right now. So thank you. Yep. It's always a fool. Want me to give out my business model over a damn telephone. What is wrong with people? If Dame stays put, he's trying to make it look like they're giving him a reason to leave. Um, but Dame really wants out. Dame wants to go play with Joel Embiid in New Jersey, not the Knicks. Everybody keeps saying the Knicks, the Knicks, the Knicks. He's not. The Knicks are not even in contact, even thinking about Dame Lillard. Dame's not trying to go there. He's trying to go to New Jersey Nets. Dame wants to go there and play with Joel Embiid because he figured they're closer to an NBA championship, and the one person they needed was a point guard. Well, he's looking at, is Portland going to be in a shot to win an NBA championship in any time of these years, in the next 3, 4 years? Look at Utah. Look at Dallas. Look at Denver. Okay, the Lakers are going to fall off into the ocean as soon as LeBron retires. Nobody, all that media attention is going to die down, and they're going to go back to obscurity because they're trying to buy championships. Everybody else has developed their team to be good for years to come. Oh, did I say the Nets? I meant the 76ers. You right, I am sleepy. Yeah, New Jersey. I mean Philadelphia 76ers. Sorry about that. Jesus Christ. I am sleepy. You know how I got sleep. That's the thing. But you know how I'm so sorry about that. I did not mean, thank you for correcting me. I do mean he want to play with Joel Embiid in Philly, not Brooklyn. That's just me being tired. I got some sleep. You know how you get some sleep and then get some more sleep, but you've been so exhausted that when you wake up, it's still like you sleep. Well, if Dame stays in Portland, he's got to fight through all of this. The Clippers are still the Clippers. You got, and Pat Bell just got traded, so there you go. Well, I think the owner Bowman they just got tired of Pat Bell and his antics. They felt a lot of it was, hindering to the team. But then you get Rock Body. You're bringing in Rock Body. I don't think Bled is a good mix. Well, mm, I think Chauncey Billups a grown man. He knows what he's doing, but I like his idea. There are way too many threes being attempted in the NBA. And he looked at the winning teams. The 76ers is a team that was winning games, and they didn't attempt that many threes. They attempted too many. The big man, whenever he attempted a lot of threes, they lost. Whenever he attempted fewer 3-point attempts, they mostly won those games. But when Joel and B fall in love with the tiptoe threes, they were in trouble. So he doesn't believe in taking 53s a game. He hates that philosophy. Go in, get a higher quality or what they call a high percentage shot, and you will hit a higher percentage from that. You might hit 66% if you just took all twos. Meanwhile, them shooting from way out, what's the most they're going to shoot for the night? 30%? You can win games that way. Giannis shot 20% from three in the finals. He got all his points inside, shooting a whole bunch of twos. And you know what he got? A 50 burger, double 20 rebounds almost, double 50-point, triple double, 5 blocks, 2 steals. He was everything. 5 assists or whatever he was just active. That was a performance of all performances. And people rave about that, but he wasn't shooting threes. And the only thing is to try to take away from him, they're going to say, well, Middleton won the game down the stretch. Middleton was the one that hit the shots. They just can't give credit to where it's due. They all hit shots that were key. And that every time Phoenix made a run, they were there to hit key shots. So, well, Chauncey's a different type of individual. I think he gets it. It's just different. So the Ben Simmons trade to Portland, it's in the talks. It's real. That's a real deal. Like the Pacers is gonna part ways with Brogdon. Um, that's a good deal for whoever get Malcolm Brogdon. I kind of never felt like that, but okay. Yeah, well, you can't necessarily have everything your way now, can you? Yeah, but that's why Chauncey feels like everybody's saying two. They got a cherry Trace, CJ, and I'm one of them. CJ, I think either him or Dame got to go. They both play the same style, but that's what Chauncey said. He can win with this lineup that they have now. It's just the way they're playing. It's not the personnel, it's the actual game plan. There needs to be one. Oh wow. They didn't want successful black coaches in the NBA. That is true. They didn't. Isaiah Thomas is auditioning for NBA team, which is crazy for me. I to see them have to audition after all he's done. I mean, it's clear he could play for an NBA team. This dude done put up over 140 something points in 2 games. Put up 65 one night, then the next night he put up like 81. I'm just like, just give him a workout already. Why is we know he can play? They're gonna try to blackball him. I don't think all that'll happen. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Deuces. Thanks for the super chat and the cash app. My cash app is Carcino, in case you guys didn't know. Thank all of you. Still exhausted.